In a world searching for direction, God raises voices, pillars, men of purpose, not for fame, not for applause, but to serve, to build, to restore. This is not just the story of a pastor. It is the story of lives transformed, of hope rekindled, and of a legacy written in people. This is the journey of a man sent from God. Leadership is not measured by how many follow you, but by how many are empowered to rise. For some, Pastor Aubrey became more than a preacher. He became a mentor, a builder of men, a voice that called greatness out of others.
No, there was that other day after the service. It was around something past 7 or to 8. When I was going back home, I met with some guys, robbers. So they robbed my phone, they attacked me, they even cut me somewhere. Then I returned to Pastor Aubrey. I reported everything. After I reported everything, before I know it, he told me, no, come into my car. They drove me and drove me home in Dilande. After they left me, I started thinking, what kind of a man? You know, he was doing well in ministry. And you know, when people are doing well in ministry, they have a big protocols. But he humbled himself together with Pastor Emma Masinga. They drive me home. So this thing taught me a great lesson. And I also learned that this is the kind of a man you can learn something from him. I learned the spirit of humility. Great leaders has a track record of humility, not the big crowd they follows, no. I've been in ministry for 22 good years, from 2003, where I started the ministry called Living Word of God. I remember it was 2014, where I was invited to preach at MLA, where Pastor Emma Masinga was working there. So it happened that she attended the lunch hour service where I was preaching. So she invited me to the conference, where after the invitation, I submitted. I attended the conference where Pastor Aubrey was ministering. So I was inspired with the teaching, and I was greatly moved the way Pastor Aubrey Masinga was ministering, how the power of God was moving in the conference. And I said, with this kind of teaching, this is the right man that I can sit under his leadership. It has been a very successful journey to be under the leadership of Pastor Aubrey Masinga. You know, ministry is not all about preaching. No, there is a lot in ministry. Sometimes men of God, we just think that ministry is just preaching, going out for evangelism, but he has also taught us to have fun times. I learned the structure of ministry. He taught us to have home cells, cell groups, zones, and we have learned a lot. Pastor Aubrey has taught us that you can be good in many areas. There must be 2 or 3 areas in each and every believer that when people look at you, they will appreciate that, brother, you are doing well, sister, you are doing well. So Pastor Aubrey has taught us how we can succeed in ministry, how we can succeed in our relationships, how we can succeed in our families, business. Pastor Aubrey is very a man of focus. He's a very focused man in ministry. Their pastors, they started small. While they were small, they changed titles. But Pastor Aubrey, from the time I came to know him, he has been the same. He has been maintaining the position, but doing great things, pushing the mountains, helping people to realize the purpose of life. And many of us, we are what we are today because we humbled ourselves to this great man of God, Pastor Aubrey Masinga.
But beyond pulpits and platforms, his ministry found people in their most fragile moments. Moments when life collapses. When answers are few and faith feels distant. In those moments, a word spoken in love can become an anchor.
In 2017, I got fired from my workplace, and that meant that my rentals were not supported because this is the money that I used to buy my food and pay rentals, tithe, and any other things that I would buy. So having being fired, I lost hope, and I had no any other alternative source of income, and I was so drained. So in this lowest moment of my life where I was drained, I met my spiritual father. I call him my father because he took a role of a father at that time. We sat down in his office and we talked about it. I had to brief him. I had to be open of what happened. And we discussed several things in that meeting. So at the end of the meeting, he asked me a question that what would be the way forward? What do you want to do after here? At that time, I had gained at least hope. We had also prayed, and I knew that after encountering him, I would make a bold decision that would work for me. So I had to tell him that I want to start a business. So that's where my company, Mina Brands, started. By that time, after I had encountered Pastor Aubrey and shared with him the idea of starting a business, I had to sit down and come up with a name and the services that I'm going to be offering to our stakeholders. So mainly I started with stationery. I then started t-shirt printing, of which I'm still doing. And at that time I had no capital, but because Pastor Aubrey was there and I know Pastor Aubrey is oiled for my rising. So I knew that whatever I was doing, I had grace from my spiritual father. And I knew that this business will work, and it's still working up to now. Imela Brands is now a big brand. Imela means thank you, Jesus. So when my business was starting, it was a briefcase type of business where you just go around with receipt books and quotation in your bag, but no physical office. So fast forward, in 2020, I rented a small room in Area 4 in Ilongwe. And then fast forward, same year, we moved to a bigger place because our business was growing at a faster rate. As I said, a man of God is oiled for my rising. So the grace was just too much for me. That the speed, it was a supersonic speed, that is. So we grew big that we can't operate in a small room. So we had to move to a bigger house in Area 15, where we are currently located. So as Imela Brands, we want to grow across the country. Apparently, we have 2 branches, Lilongwe, our head office, and Zuzu, our branch. And we are also thinking of opening a branch in Branta, of which in the next 2 or 3 years, we should be able to have our own office complex in Lilongwe as our head office. The best word that I heard from Pastor Aubrey was that in life, you can become anything, you can be anything. So for me, with the background that I have, I would have the low esteem, that I will not make it in life. But after encountering Pastor Aubrey, my mindset changed. I had to see life in a different way, and that pushed me to be where I am. From my lowest moment, for me, my faith grew because Pastor Aubrey advised me to study the Word, to pray and fast. So during that period, I had hope, so much hope that I would do well in life, that I'm not a tail, but I'm the head. But also the support from the church community. Actually, few of the members, they are the ones that knew that I was fired, because there was no one that mocked me or anything. Actually, RFP is full of love. And I remember that time, Pastor Kevin Ziwa was the zonal pastor for our zone. He used to pick me from home every Wednesday, every Saturday, or any other event. He would pick me from home, he would drop me home. And he would speak very encouraging words to me. So the community that I had, that I found in RFP, they so loved me and they supported me. I really thank God for Pastor Aubrey. I think without him, I wouldn't have been where I am. He's been part of what I have, spiritually, intellectually, physical. Even my marriage, he was involved in the first place when I started dating, the marriage counseling. Even now I have 2 kids, he's still involved. He actually visits our home, he sees all my babies that I've birthed. And even that follow-up, he always follows up on us in our finances, in my business. Where I need guidance, he's always there to guide us. And our man of God really loves us. And I love you, sir. Thank you.
Every lasting work begins with a vision. Often unseen, often misunderstood. Pastor Aubrey carried a vision that demanded faith before evidence, obedience before comfort. And those who walked with him learned to see beyond what was to what could be.
I met Pastor when I was 13 years old, in my secondary school then. And for me, what made me to follow him, it was at a moment where I had known God. I had just gotten born again. And I knew that God had something more for me. But I was looking for someone that could direct me, someone that could help me, someone that could guide me. And it was a moment when I felt all alone. In that time, Pastor Aubrey's ministry was just starting. He had started coming up, he had given his life to Jesus, and I could see that he's serving God. And in one evening, one Sunday night, he came to our house. We used to stay in the same neighborhood. So he came to our house and he walked in and he explained to me what my life would be like. I was still in must have been Form 3 then. Then he explained to me that where I would go for college. He probably told me I'd go to Mubas, that was then the Polytechnic, the University of Malawi. He told me the roles I would take in the ministry, pretty much explained the character of faith that I would have, pretty much explained a lot of things about my life. And when he told me, I still remember it was a Sunday evening around 6, 7 p.m. It hit home in my spirit. I knew that what he was saying was right. And after that, he made sure that he followed up on me and helped me to realize all those things that he had said. That's what made me follow him, and that's what has made me stay up to today.
I have known Pastor Aubrey for over 20 years. In those 20 years, I knew of his call in ministry when I got in college. That was 2008, thereabout. But I joined the ministry in 2009. I attended a few services. I think after attending those services, I just felt a call within me to continue coming and attending the services until I made a decision to join. For me, my defining moment to stay in the ministry or to make that decision to say I'm staying was mostly because I felt connected, I think, to the word that was being preached in the service. That just drew me even more to continue coming, because I resonated, I connected to the message that was being preached in the ministry. So for me, that was the main thing.
When RFP started, it started as a campus ministry. Pastor had just finished school, and a lot of us, if not all of us, were still students in college then. And so some of the obstacles that were there were finances. We didn't quite have the financial muscle then. And also it meant that the RFP services needed to go with the school calendar. If the school was closed, you could notice that the RFP services were they were different. A few people and less workforce. And he used to speak a lot then. He would tell us, we're going to fill stadiums. And we're just a few people, students, with not much skill, not a lot of financial resources. And he'll tell us we'd fill stadiums. He'll tell us we're going to have a mass choir. And the worship team was only but a few. Pastor Kelvin then used to sometimes do everything. And I remember if it was a service that it was just me and Pastor Kelvin, I used to run out from the microphone. So Pastor Kelvin would just play the keyboard and then start songs. And Pastor would say, we're going to have a mass choir, And he would tell us about having resources that then it was impossible to think how we'd do it. Because then to even do a conference of 60,000 kwacha was a lot of work. And yet that was a little money.
Personally, I never doubted those words because of the vision that Pastor Aubrey had and shared. And he made sure he shared to each one of us so that when we see them come to pass, I think it just, made our belief into the vision even stronger. So at every stage of growth that we achieve or we move into, it even solidified the belief that we had in the vision. And for me, that was the main thing, that even now, if he says something, it's so easy for me to believe it because we have been through a journey, and at every stage we would see those things come to pass. So it's not even something someone has to convince me to say, can this happen? No, personally, I know that it's going to happen because we have been through a lot of stages as a ministry, and at every stage, we have seen God being faithful and taking us through this journey in the ministry.
Over the years, we have seen that indeed what Pastor has said has come to pass. We have seen our services not only in one district, but across Malawi and even outside the country. We've seen thousands gather. We've seen us go to auditoriums, big auditoriums, and fill those auditoriums with different types of services. And we've seen having a lot of money, a lot of resources, a lot of assets for the ministry, talk of houses, talk of vehicles, and the church building, and so many assets that we have. And now people come and say RFP is for the rich people. It's not how it used to be. It's not how it started. This is only the people that have money go to RFP. And we've seen even a lot of ministers from other places come and talk about the kind of grace that RFP has in terms of finances. That is the vision of Pastor Aubrey unfolding. In the next 5 to 10 years, the vision is still unfolding. The vision is still unfolding. Today we have services in thousands, and the motto that we're running on right now is RFP to the worlds, and it's still part of the vision that Pastor has been talking about for years. In those days, he would show us pictures and tell us that RFP will be as sand on the seashore, where you have conferences and you can't even count the heads of the people. It's just so many people. And we've seen we're now breaking through the international space, having so many programs and being invited to so many places in the international space. I'm looking forward to more of that, a bigger breakthrough into the international space, reaching and impacting people of all types, of all social statuses, and in every part of the world. Pastor has been saying, even the members of RFP are people that are some of the richest people in the country and beyond. We have seen it begin to happen, and I look forward in the next 10 years to see it blossom. He has actually even said that we have places in the parliament, I'm looking forward to that in the next 5 to 10 years, and so much more that our pastor's vision is yet to accomplish. As he has said, as sand on the seashore, that is still happening.
Personally, I'll be forever grateful to the ministry of Pastor Aubrey for the transformation and the growth that my life has been impacted and grown into. I believe that if it weren't for him coming through in my life at such a tender age, I'm really not sure how my life would have turned out. So I'm forever thankful for saying yes to the call of God and accepting the ministry that God put upon his life that transformed life like my life.
I'm so grateful for Pastor Aubrey, for his ministry, for the impact that he has had upon my life. I was very young when I met him. I was 13 years old. I was in my secondary school. I can confidently say that everything I know today, I have learned from him, from how to excel in my academics from that time till now, how to serve God, how to love God genuinely, how to handle my marriage, how to find the right partner, to make sure that you're married and you've stayed married, how to release my faith. I have learned from him that the Word of God works, and how to make sure that my faith is working, and how to continuously progress in life, how to make money, how to manage the finances, how to work with people, and how to be a team player. I have learned everything from Pastor, and I'm so grateful.
Some encounters don't just inspire, they disrupt. They challenge old mindsets. Under his leadership, many experience not just change, but transformation.
The teaching about your relationship with God, or your personal relationship with God, is one of the things that helped me to stay in RFP. So Pastor Aubrey says, when you cultivate your relationship with God, it's so easy to be a success in every other area of your life. So when you are a success with God, when you know God personally, it will be easier to serve God at a personal level. You will not need to be forced. So that's something that when I cultivated, it helped me to know God at a personal level, to seek him at a personal level, and RFP as a family gave me that platform, which has helped me to date to be able to stay grounded and to continually listen to the man of God. So one thing that has changed completely in my life after listening to Pastor Aubrey is that he has taught me to be a decisive person. So one, to be successful, should not have a wavering mind whereby you are back and forth, but you should make up your mind and go for whatever you want. He has taught me that success is in completing tasks. So when you have a daily routine whereby you are completing tasks, you don't sleep just because it's time to sleep, but you sleep because you have completed what you were supposed to do. That he has taught me that this is a source of success. So this is something that I've continually been learning from him, and have set up disciplines to follow after that. Something that Pastor Aubrey is differentiated with is that he teaches in a balanced manner. So he's not someone where you can define him that Pastor Aubrey is a success preacher. Pastor Aubrey is a salvation preacher. No, he teaches the word of God continually, and from there, when someone is following him, someone is listening to him, you find that because of the balanced teachings that he's bringing, one is a success in their career, one is a success in their health, in their ministry, and whatsoever concerns them. So he is not someone who is just in a particular area as a success, no, but he's teaching the word of God in a balanced manner, and someone who is learning from him, you can see that when he teaches on success, it's as though there are no souls. When he's teaching on souls, it's as though there is no success to think about. So this is something that has continually made his teachings relevant, and it brings a balance in every person's life. I am thankful for Pastor Aubrey's answer to the call for ministry. Being a minister, I have seen firsthand the kind of lives that, the kind of people that have been joining RFP, and over time, those people transforming. And through the consistent teaching of the word, those people beginning to serve God, those people accepting the call to be sent out to other branches and impacting lives. So that's something that is very unique. And I'm thankful that Pastor Aubrey is impacting many, many lives through people that he has raised, he has trained, and the impact is just going out there like wildfire.
Yet his impact did not end within church walls. Through education, opportunity, and compassion, The ministry reached into communities, rewriting futures, one life at a time. Because when a child is lifted, a generation is changed.
Before I met this ministry of RFP, I was going through some financial hardships. For example, in those days, I was unable to be a boarder at the boarding school, and I was experiencing other situations that could hinder my progress. So it happened that in 2008, one of the members of RFP came at our school as a trainee, and that one connected me with the RFP. And I remember the moment they began to support me, paying my school fees, I began to see my life changing. About the One Kwacha per Day program, I can testify that it's a good program, and I am one of the beneficiaries. And I can say, for me to be here is all about that program. Before I met this pastor, Pastor Aubrey Masinga, and the RFP, I had no any direction, I had no any vision, I had no any hope. But after meeting this pastor together with the RFP, I began to receive the motivation that helped me, that impacted me to see good things in my life. And I can say Pastor Aubrey has helped my life, has made my life to do things that I could not do on my own. For example, I didn't know that I am a pastor, but through contact with him, I am now a pastor. So I want to thank him for whatever he does. And also I appreciate the support that he always extends to other people. I am a living testimony. I can testify today that I am where I am today because of Pastor Aubrey. I am proud of him because of the calling of God that is in him.
Behind every public calling is a private journey. Before the pastor, before the leader, before the visionary, there was a son, a journey shaped by faith.
Aubrey, since he was born, he was a very, very quiet man, very quiet man. You know, amongst the 5 children that I had, and I was keeping, you know, other relations, men and girls. So he was the quietest and very focused and very serious about things. Even at his tender age, you cannot believe his character. So everyone in the family was like, what is happening with this boy? We couldn't really understand him. Very focused. If I say very focused, I mean very focused. Even at school, he was into reading books, just like that. And whenever there was a quarrel in the home amongst themselves, he would come in as young as he is. He would come in and, you know, resolve, calm them down, every one of them. Then they would say, okay, we've stopped quarreling. So he was like that. As a mother, I could see him, you know, in our family, we are Christians, yes. We could go to church every Sunday, but I would say we're not very serious spiritually, the whole family. So with him, he stood out. He was, he was so special about his spiritual life. Then at his tender age, after coming back from secondary school, even, within that time, I could see him. He was more of spiritual life. So I think that part really prepared me, and I knew where somehow the direction he was going to. So I wasn't really puzzled. I wasn't really taken by surprise somehow. But, when he started, he just said, "Mom, I want to be gathering with other people." I said, "Yeah, sure, you can do that." So as I was allowing that, people started coming in, like Pastor Wanangwa coming in, so many girls, so many men, and so forth. Then I decided, I said, what if you start meeting them in my sitting room? Is that okay? Because outside, no, it's not good. So I said, "Thank you, Mom." So he was very happy. So I gave him my sitting room so he could preach to people like that. So he was preparing me in one way or another. Now, when it came to say, we should be meeting, I'm looking for a place somewhere else so that we can be praying with other people. I said, is that what you are thinking? Yeah, then just use my garage. So he was very happy. Very happy. He said, "Mom, this is good." So I said, "Yeah, I'll be the usher, I'll be whatever, whatever you want me to do." So that's when I gave him the garage. That's where we started our prayers in there. And I was ushering. And, I was doing everything, the decor and everything, welcoming people. So I think we're meeting about 6 to 12 that weekend. So he was so happy. And thereafter he would thank you. "Mom, thank you so much. You made me happy." I said, "Yeah, you are my son." So that's how it was. But, as he was doing, I didn't really expect it would come to this. No. I just thought he loves God. Yeah. When Pastor Aubrey came to my house, I think he was knocking off from work. He came to my house and he made an appointment with me. They were making appointments because once they've got something serious, they would make an appointment. So I said, okay, it's your turn. So he came into my bedroom and he said, "Mom, I've got something for you." I said, "What is it?" "I want to quit all my professions and I want to go into ministry." I was like, "What?" I was so shocked. The first thing I was shocked with is, how is he going to survive? Not really thinking that God is the provider, but I just looked at him. How would you survive? You have got a wife. You have got a son. How are you going to make it? So it really made me shocked for him to tell me that, "Mom, I'm going into ministry full time and no longer work." I couldn't take it that same time. I couldn't really. It was so tough, so difficult. Yeah, but thereafter I just said, okay, let me think about it. But if you look at it, I had no other answer apart from just supporting him. As the ministry started, when we were meeting home, it had a name, but not really the real name. It just said RFP raised. At first it was redeemed for a purpose. But initially it was not really a ministry. We can say it had a name. Then from there, as the name came in, I was so shocked to see how this thing grew. And even up to this minute, yeah, I do believe, because it has been growing as I'm there, saving in it and so busy, supporting him. At first, I was supporting him. But now I've seen that I am benefiting more than saving. So I never imagined. This ministry, I'm even failing to explain, because the impact is so huge. It's so huge to the entire family, relations, even in the village, wherever the relations are. They are so thankful, and they look at it to say what God can do. It's only God, not man. And definitely I know it's not him, because I've seen him starting up to this time. So I've been with him throughout. When he was going to Pole, I was there. I was the first usher, though he's forgetting to mention it to people that my mom was was the first one to mop the room. So from there, that side, to this minute, I can't believe it. It's only God. And I'm so thankful. And the family now, especially me, we didn't know how to pray. Even Angela, she didn't really believe that, spirituality can do wonders. But we have seen God to be God through him. So if you have got a son in the home doing mighty things like this, big things, you are just so blessed. So blessed. Aubrey, he loves prayer. And most of the times he would be, if he's not at school, he's not at work, then he's in his bedroom. You find him maybe locked. He's praying. You try to open, you say, like, he would feel like, he would pretend that he would say, I am busy, but he's praying. So his lifestyle that people cannot notice outside is praying. When you are having a son, you are having a girl, whatever gift, you don't really know how big that gift would be at the end of the day. But I've seen Aubrey is just a gift and a half. He makes me smile. He makes the whole family, we are so happy. We are so excited. And since I lost my husband, I've been calling him, you are my husband, because you preach to me. You interact with me. We talk stories, with Aubrey. As much as I may say he's a quiet person, but to me he's not quiet. He's not. We will chat. So I'm so grateful. I just carried him, but God ordained him. So I don't know how to say. Otherwise, I'm so grateful to God. Him alone. I'm so grateful.
Pastor Aubrey, your life has become a testimony of faith lived out, of service without measure, and of love expressed through action as we celebrate your birthday. We celebrate more than years. We celebrate impact. Happy birthday, Pastor. Your legacy lives on. In all of us